Okay, match 3 finals. Bebeto Yaweh, 135, versus the other state champ here from I don't really know where he's from, to be honest with you. Everyone's been telling me that he was the state champ that we watched on match 3 or 2 or something like that when we went there and did the backflip. Probably is, but I think he's from the Detroit area. And he's locking down a front headlock here on Bebeto. Bebeto is in the yellow, red, orange, whatever. Guy drops down to a outside single, lifts up high, brings him all the way down, brings him over his back. So believe it or not, he's going to collect 3 points for that. Bebeto, we're screaming to get down because, turns around for that. Twists just barely out of this bow and arrow to counter it, and believe you me, I cannot even gather how he was able to get out of that quick enough to get his leg forward enough and his body so that the guy couldn't collect that bow and arrow. We could have gone all the way across the mat with that. Beautiful almost, we'll change the levels at least. Didn't get his high C or his outside single or pick, but drops levels always really, really well. He's strong as an ox, just like this kid. The kid's in a front headlock here. Bebeto is in the orange, red, and yellow, black, whatever you want to call that singlet. Luckily, we have someone zooming in on the camera angle, thank the Lord. And I'm probably screaming Sumo at this point because the guy's on the perimeter of the mat. We want to get that push out and collect the 1 point. We are locked up here, though. This is where Bebeto likes to be, unfortunately, because I can't stand it. And I don't want him in there. What happens is if you put your head down, once you get to states, whether you're wrestling freestyle or grapple, as soon as you put your head down, it's stalling immediately. The ref that's there reffing that day actually knows that because he was refereeing my state championship. Believe it or not, back in the day, a few years ago, and that's what I was cautioned on was putting my head down, and I learned that in Greco also you can't put your head down, and it's a lot more typical, obviously, to see in Greco, but it's also more typical when you get locked in over and unders and stepping outside the circle. That's when they're looking even more at you. Look at this. Watch if he goes out. Lifts on the edge of the mat. Thought I was just going to set him back down and collect a 1 because that's a rule, but brings him all the way down to the mat, the opponent does, and he collected either 2 or 3 for that. Since the period's not done, he must have collected 2 because he should have had at least 3 on the other one that he slammed Bebeto on. Tough match so far. Very tough match. Again, we're in a collar tie again because Bebeto likes to work from here. And unfortunate because I don't want to have anything to do with that. Don't want him working from there at all. You'll see what happens here as a result with what this kid does. This kid's already came in twice and came in strong twice. Drops down to his outside single, high C. Cross-side pick almost, believe it or not. And throws, no points, but a beautiful change of levels and throw by this kid. We talk about that a lot is when the person's pushing back in and forward progression, you should be able to even hit your throw one-handed, and this guy did, believe it or not. No points, though. No points. Bebeto's just too strong, too quick, and has great balance. We're in typical over and unders, dropped right down, drop levels to grab either leg. Ambidextrous there on his shots, which is beautiful to see. And we'll see what this kid's doing. This kid's doing some good passivity and defense. Bebeto stepped right out. Guy controlled his head. So he did really well on that, too. Going to collect another point. End of period. Now, Bebeto has... end of both periods. Match done.